Hey everyone, hello. So, I don't know if you've heard the latest drama going on between the Cardi B and Nicki Minaj feud, but it's involving accusations over credit card misuse, control, and power dynamics. But first, let's give a little bit of background. The rivalry between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj is well known. It stretches back years, full of diss tracks, social media jabs, and mutual criticism. But in recent weeks, the tension has jumped from music and personality to much more personal territory, including public accusations about finances, control, and trust. Nicki Minaj, over the past few days, has publicly claimed that multiple people close to her made nearly $30,000 in unauthorized charges on her American Express credit card. And she says these were not small charges, they were big ticket ones. She said that she already filed a report with the authorities, so that's good. This allegation by itself stroked further attention, but then resurfacing from prior exchanges, Cardi B made a more direct and startling claim that Nicki's husband, Kenneth allegedly exerts control over Nicki, that he takes her American Express card when she is sedated, shall we say? Cardi's post implied that when Minaj is incapacitated or not fully conscious, Petty uses her card or at least exerts control over it. And this accusation is especially incendiary because it frames not just financial theft or misuse, but an allegation of power imbalance and manipulation in an intimate relationship, and raises questions about autonomy, consent, and coercion. Now, I want to switch gears a bit, and hopefully I don't lose you guys at this point, but this information could come in handy at some point for you, possibly. I used to be a certified finance counselor, so if you find out that charges have ever been made without your permission, like Nicki's claiming happened to her, or you suspect someone is misusing your card, there are some playbook ways to respond. The number one thing is act quickly. Time is of the essence. Contact your credit card issuer or bank immediately to report fraudulent charges. Under many U.S. protections like the Fair Credit Reporting Act for credit cards, your liability may be limited, if there's any liability at all, if you are prompt. Request a card freeze or even a closure and issuance of a new credit card number if necessary. And ask the issuer to conduct an investigation. They typically have a fraud department that reviews these things. Also, be sure to document everything. Save emails, bank statements, screenshots of disputed charges, record dates, times, any correspondence with the issuer or merchants. If you suspect someone you know, keep records of any relevant texts, emails, or interactions that suggest their involvement. And then file a police report or an incident report if applicable for significant amounts. Or if the misuse seems criminal, file a police report. That can be used in further legal or insurance claims. And you may also file a report with your local consumer protection agency or the U.S. Federal Trade Commission in the U.S. And I've put the link to get your free credit reports here so that you can get all three. Because you need to check your credit report and possibly even freeze your credit report with a fraud alert So review the reports, look for any new accounts, inquiries, or entries that you didn't authorize. If there was serious misuse, consider placing a freeze on it or a fraud alert. And then change credentials and passwords. Immediately change your password and security questions for your financial portals, your card issuer login, your bank accounts, your email, and any apps that require financial data. If you use the same or similar passwords elsewhere, update those too. Try to use unique, strong passwords for every, sensitive service. And then follow up and escalate if necessary. If your issuer closes the case or you believe the investigation wasn't adequate, you can escalate to a supervisor or file a complaint with your county's financial regulator. Example, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau in the U.S. If the amount is large and you believe the misuse is part of internal, malicious, or targeted activity, especially by someone you know, consider consulting a lawyer specializing in fraud or financial abuse. And consider extra protection insurance. Some credit card companies or banks offer identity theft protection services or credit monitoring. Consider enrolling in one if you haven't already. In major cases, you might hire a forensic accountant or a specialist to trace money flows, especially if the misuse is complex. And then reassess your financial boundaries. Once the issue is resolved, reflect on what allowed it in the first place. Was there oversharing of access, too much trust, lax monitoring? And then rebuild your financial processes with more safeguards. Multiple people authorized, share passwords, third-party permissions. Use role-based access where possible. So where do we land on the Cardi B and Nicki Minaj situation? We don't have all the facts yet. Cardi's allegations are bold, intense, and serious. But as of now, they sit in the space of social media claims and awaiting verification. But it is interesting that she called it weeks in advance. Minaj's counterclaim of unauthorized credit card use is more concrete, though still pending public forensic or legal backing. But regardless of how their story resolves, it underscores something critical. No one is immune to credit card or misuse or financial abuse, even people with vast resources. Whether it's a spouse, partner, family member, or friend, misuse can come from inside your circle. So these situations push us to think not only in terms of fraud, but also about power, trust, and boundaries in relationships. So yeah, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, help me out. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification if you want to get my future videos. And be sure to leave some comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think Cardi B's claim holds weight? Or is this all part of a high-stakes celebrity narrative? That's it for today, you guys. Until next time, stay alert, protect your finances, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.